Creepy crawlies, all things nasty and horrifying, have long kept us in a multitude of emotions. There have been countless horror films, each with their own unique villain. And in today's video, we bring you the most iconic horror movie villains of all time. Watch at your own risk. Welcome to Binge TV. Today, we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most iconic horror movie villains. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to turn notifications on for more videos like this one. Without further ado, let's begin. Number 10. Michael Myers. There is no worse enemy to man other than the man himself. Although based on fiction, Michael Myers is one of the most iconic horror movie antagonists ever seen on the big screen. He originated in slasher films' Halloween series, a total of 11 films. Myers is basically a psychopathic murderer who draws fascination and contentment with spilling blood, truly the kind that makes you want to constantly check behind you while walking the street at night. Unlike most psychotic murderers, Myers does not have a traumatic backstory that triggered the insanity, just a pure thirst for blood. The creepiest part is Myers committed his first murder pretty young, that too by killing his own sister. Number 9. The Thing. Science has been both enlightening and scary. The mysteries of the universe, whilst fascinating, also tend to put us in a skeptical scare. The Thing is a product of just that. The 80s film, literally called The Thing, is based on, well, The Thing. The Thing is basically a parasite that can take the form of different organisms to close in and infiltrate its victims to bring them to a gruesome end. The alien life form literally becomes its victims, making it seem as if nothing happened. The level of distrust it causes can leave you paranoid for days. Number 8. Norman Bates. The dangers of the human mind and his horrific capabilities are what Norman Bates perfectly embodies. A rather confused character, Norman Bates is a victim in his own right. As a child, Bates lived with his mother, and the two have an incestuous relationship with his mother brainwashing him into hating all other women. Around his adolescence, however, his mother begins dating a man who Norman perceives as a threat. He proceeds to kill his mother and her fiancé out of spite and frames it as a murder-suicide. What follows is extremely disturbing as he begins impersonating his mother and killing every woman he feels slightly attracted to. As creepy as it sounds, the movie is worth a watch to really grasp why Norman deserves to be on this list. Number 7. Jason Voorhees. Friday the 13th has been an iconic series in its entirety. One of the most iconic characters from the series, however, is Jason Voorhees. It is highly likely that you must have seen this hockey mask-wearing murderer somewhere on the internet. Voorhees has had some characteristic changes in his own appearance, however, the mask is what has given the mysterious identity due to fame. A mass murderer, his weapon of choice is the machete. Indiscriminate bloodshed is the goal, and Voorhees is largely a psychopath. However, the most disturbing thing is his deafening silence as he seems to be almost voiceless, leaving the mind frighteningly curious. Number 6. Hannibal Lecter. If humans killing humans was not scary enough, we bring you Hannibal Lecter. This particular character not only enjoys killing his victims, but feasting on their flesh as well. Since a mindless murderer does not create enough spook, Lecter is made to be a rather intelligent man who is also a former psychiatrist and extremely well-mannered. His only lack of mannerism is his response to ill manners, whereby he eats people who are rude. Pretty messed up, but hey, you were looking for the creepiest horror villains, and Hannibal Lecter perfectly fits the bill. Number 5. Leatherface. If creepy masks are a prerequisite for iconic horror villains, then Leatherface is definitely top tier. A prominent character among the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, Leatherface is a former butcher who loves his job, albeit a little too much. You see, when he can't cut open and dice animal meat, he chooses the best and most abundant alternative: humans. But the actual creepy part happens after his victims meet their demise. You see, Leatherface is particularly artistic and enjoys decorating his house with the bones of his victims. But that still isn't the weirdest part. At least Hannibal kept the gore to himself. Leatherface cooks up and serves his victims' flesh to unsuspecting customers at his gas station eatery, some of whom might just become his victims themselves. Number 4. Dr. Heiter. If you really want to test your gut, try watching the 2009 Dutch horror film called The Human Centipede. If you know the movie, then you already know why Heiter is on the list. Dr. Heiter is the kind of crazy person who never wants to retire. Realizing he was bored of surgeries to separate conjoined twins all his life, he decides to do the reverse. As if that is not creepy enough, he decides to join his test subjects in a rather unique way. That is, by joining them head to anus. He creates what is known as the human centipede. You have to be a special kind of crazy to nurture fantasies such as this one, and that's why Heiter is truly iconic. Number 3. Jigsaw. If simply killing your victims isn't cruel enough, we have Jigsaw, the tricycle-riding, clown mask-wearing absolute weirdo from the horror series Saw. Jigsaw likes to really torture his victims by making them undertake stupid tasks that give them false hope of survival as they only draw closer to their impending doom. Interestingly though, Jigsaw is not actually the mascot for the Saw series himself, despite being the antagonist. That place belongs to Billy, the puppet. However, since Jigsaw is the puppeteer, it is safe to say that Jigsaw is the real bad guy. Or is it? Number 2. Pennywise. We all hate clowns. Who doesn't though? They're creepy and really scare you enough to wet your pants as a kid. That is exactly what Pennywise cashes in on. The iconic character from It is based on an ancient evil presence that embodies a clown and shapeshifts into multiple things to lure in and preys on children every few decades. Since most kids are scared of clowns though, the spirit or whatever largely embodies a clown called Pennywise and lures kids into their ultimate doom. Before we reach our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
What is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, make a wish.
You stupid bitch! You filthy slut!
What the hell is that?
How are we gonna get it off?
God.
Little pigs, let me come in.
Number 1. Freddy Krueger. An absolute classic, Freddy Krueger is featured on the famous Nightmare on Elm Street. Again, since nothing is more terrifying than killing children, Krueger primarily targets the young. The mass murderer lures victims into his boiler room where he kills them with his specially crafted glove that has long blades placed along the knuckles. However, the most dangerous thing about Krueger is his invincibility, since he only faces his victims in their dreams that usually result in their death. The only chance against him is by forcing him out into the real world, where he too is vulnerable, but that task is not for everybody, so let's just wish each other sweet dreams on this one. So what are your thoughts on today's list? Tell us in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to give us a like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more great videos like this one. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time for more.